I will give you a plan. Concrete structures to deal with life. I spoke to over 500 entrepreneurs right now, from millionaires to starters, because it's my job to talk to them as a sales and marketing consultant. And at a certain point, I started recognizing certain behavior, because within all those 500 entrepreneurs, like the millionaires or the starters, you see some just deal with what's right in front of them and deal with life, and some just get lived. Their behavior I could bounce to certain topics, and those topics we're gonna dive into in this video. The topics are facts and stories, embracing and letting go, and dealing with life. And yeah, if you're new here, you did not saw it, but I'm in a completely different surrounding right now. Right now I'm in Lisbon for a month, and the video for next week will be about that, because Lisbon is fucking great so far, and I think I have a lot to share and to say about that as well, because I would recommend everybody to try. Now let's start with facts and stories, because in general we have just facts. Like, I have a book right in front of me where I have my notes for the video that I prepared here, and stories. What do people think about the book that's right in front of me? Will they hate it? Will they like it? What will they think of me? The fact is that there's just a book right in front of me, and stories is what I tell myself about this book. And it seems stupid, but it's actually a really important distinction you can make, because when you can see the difference between facts and stories, things that are just are, and the stories you make up for yourself. For example, walking to a girl. I was working out in the gym. I saw a really beautiful girl, let's say like that. And what I did, I have all the stories in my head, like, oh man, she's so pretty, or that's a really nice girl. Oh, how good would it be if I could talk to her? But that will never happen if I do not walk up to that girl and actually talk to her. So what I did in the gym, I just grabbed my heart and I just walked up to her and like, sorry, can I ask you a question? And she was like, oh yeah, I'm done in a couple of minutes, so you can do squats. And I'm like, no, that's not what I wanted to ask. It's just, you have something, you just have something that I think is really interesting, and I would like to get to know you a bit better. Can I invite you for a cup of coffee? And then she said yes and gave me her number. Because you just walk up to someone, you delete all the stories. What if she says no? What if she posts on social media and my life gets ruined? What if whatsoever? I don't give a shit. The fact is, you walk up to her, you create the life that you want by working towards a certain outcome, and that's asking the girl out for a cup of coffee to get to know her better. Things are the way they are. When you put out the trash, you can say, oh, I really don't want to put out the trash, or you just can put out the trash. And that's the thing, you know, when you just delete the stories, you have the facts to run your life by. When you have the facts, you can actively create. So that's a really important distinction to just deal with the facts and leave those stories at home. I cannot do it, does not matter at all. Because the fact is, you did not do anything as long as you say to yourself, I cannot do it. And if you do things long enough, if you get rejected 10 times, then at least one girl will say yes when you walk up to that girl. Well, I got lucky, I got rejected once, and the second one gave me her number, so props to that, I guess. But the thing is, you need to delete the fucking story and then go again, and work with the facts. Next topic, embracing and letting go. That's the thing, you know. You have emotions. You are not your emotions. That's a big difference. People say a lot like, oh, I'm really tired, or oh, I am so mad. And at that certain point, when you say those type of things, you identify yourself with your emotions. But when you rationalize it, work with the facts, not the stories, you can say that you have certain emotions. And what you can do when you have certain emotions, you can embrace that emotion and then let it go. That's it. It does not mean then that when you're sad, that feeling cannot be there. But that that the feeling is there is just a fact, and you are allowed to feel it, you are allowed to embrace it. As long as you keep identifying yourself with that feeling, you cannot let it go. And when you cannot let it go, you will not move forward, because then you get lived by your emotions. You get lived by the stories. See it as a rope. When you hold a rope really tight, it creates tension. And that tension will always be there until you let go of the rope. And it's the same with emotions. When you stick to your emotions and when you keep all those emotions inside of you, when you do not embrace them, they will create some sort of tension. But when you just accept that they are there and then let them go, your emotions will flow away with the tension that's also inside of your body. And like I said, that's also part of dealing with the facts instead of the stories you tell yourself. And now, last but not least, dealing with life. What I see when I talk to those 500 plus entrepreneurs in my job is like that the beginners or the millionaires that are quite successful, they just deal with life the way it is. They deal with the facts, they confront themselves, I confront them sometimes with the questions I ask and with the bullshit they hold up to. Like, they have a lot of stories in their head and I just confront them with the facts in those calls. And it's up to them how they deal with it, how they deal with the emotions that come across. And when you just deal with life, you deal with those facts. You deal with what's right in front of you. You embrace the feelings that certain moments gave you. If you got dumped, it hurts. I mean, no, it really fucking hurts when you got dumped. Because I've been there, but more on that later in another video, not right now. It really fucking hurts and it's shit, but the only thing you can do when you get dumped is just accept the fact that you got dumped. Reflect on yourself what you would do different or why this is good. Because that's also part of dealing with what's in front of you. It's asking yourself, okay, how can this be the best thing that could ever happen to me? And what do I need to do to make this the best thing that could ever happen to me? That's also just dealing with life. That's also dealing with what's in front of you. That's also embracing and letting go and moving forward, because the past is dead. The only thing that you have in the past is memories that you can think of and see as a trophy. But the future is happening when you go forward. And you only go forward when you deal with life and when you deal with what's in front of you. That's it for now, visionaries. I would say like, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you think this is valuable for. And then I see you next week. Ciao.